What up? What up? What up? What up?
Thank y'all for
I thought
tuning in once again. Once again, thank y'all for supporting us. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Welcome to Epiphany Media. Um, I'm one of the hosts, co-hosts. My name is
that that's Mac
Byron.
right there. No, that's Mac over there. Apparently,
Welcome back, man.
give me one final second. Just finishing up sharing.
Oh man, it's a beautiful day outside. It's a hot ass day outside. I probably say for the entire Epiphany Media, Epiphany Radio / Epiphany Media career, niggas ain't had no heat in the studio.
No AC at all. Like never.
I mean, what I say, no heat. I meant to say
No
no
heat.
AC, but yeah, no, we most definitely had heat. Damn.
Whoa. Top fan Angel, number one in these streets. Like she's the number one, the fastest joiner. If I owned guns, I would draw as fast as he joined. Shout out to Top Fan Angel. She says she's scared with this show caption.
What's the show
Ooh.
caption?
Uh, family secrets, man.
Family
Family
secrets.
secrets.
Hey, but hey,
Uh,
what Kanye say back way
oof.
long time ago? What he say?
Got
You can't let
way.
let nobody in the can't let nobody in the family business.
You know what? I respect. You know how I feel about him. So I respected it back then when he said it. But now I think he ain't know what he's talking about. That's just what I'm gonna say.
That's
But
yay though. That might be our future president, man.
you're right. It might be.
Nah, nobody ain't vote for that man. Except
Everybody
he
vote
might
for that
get like
nigga. Yeah.
1% of all the votes.
You're gonna look at the thing, the graph that night is gonna be like the less than sign, less than 1%.
Yeah.
Well, I told you who I thought I was. Oh my God. I told you who I thought I was.
He just wasted money at this point. He was
Yeah,
talking
it's
about
just crazy.
he broke again.
Yeah, I can't stand that nigga. Hmm.
What's that?
I'm
What's he
smoking
smoking
this.
on?
I'm smoking this cigar specifically for Ashley, who definitely not gonna join. Since he was talking all that trash last week. She's like, but you're smoking now.
Man, I was trying to chill,
So,
man. Damn.
so Erica, tell your sister. Oh well. No, just playing.
Yeah, shout out to
Uh,
Ashley, man. Like when she don't join every show, but when when she do join, she's most definitely a top fan for sure.
for sure. Erica said, "Good topic." I think so too, man. Um, so the way I kind of equate it, when we was kind of tossing around thinking about it, um, I kind of looked at it like, all right, you like, and I'm assuming it's like this for all families. Um, you have all these secrets. I don't know another word for it. All these secrets, like about stuff that happened in the family, and good or bad. And typically, you don't find out until you become an adult, or you overhear some adults talking about it. You know, what I'm saying something you wasn't supposed to hear, or at a funeral or something like that. Like that's when you find out these secrets. And so my first thing is like, why? Like, why is this not? Certain things should be like well-known knowledge. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And the fact that it's not, it's just I don't know. It's questionable to me. The whole system is questionable to me.
about like how generations just keep things from you.
Yeah, like I just don't. it doesn't help the family to do that. Is what I'm saying. I don't feel personally. No, maybe I just feel this way because I'm still on the younger side of the family dynamic. Um, so so I'm still finding out stuff that I had no idea about. But I feel like at some point, maybe when you turn 21 or something, they should be like, or 20. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, let's sit you down, and this is all of the family secrets. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is it. These are all the skeletons that our family's responsible for. This is all the bad stuff, and then we can just kind of go from there. Let me see. Erica said, "You just you just learned that the parents are human." Right. Pretty much. That they're not perfect. That all the stuff they yelled at you about, they done did the same mistakes sometimes, or something very similar or worse.
Right.
Sometimes you do stuff that's worse. And then Angel said, secrets can stem from shame, which is true, right? That's besides, I would think, in my opinion, besides getting out of trouble, getting away from shame would be like the number 2 reason to lie or to hide stuff. I would think that would be, I would think that would be like the top thing or whatever. Or I'm sorry, the second thing would be shame. Like you're just so ashamed at what happened, so you don't tell nobody. But you also run the risk that the younger generation that don't know, looking bad or feeling resentful when they get older, and they're like, "Why nobody told me this?" You know what I'm saying? Like, why nobody told me to stay away from Uncle Jimmy? You know what I'm saying? or, you know what I'm saying? Like, why nobody told me, my cousin Ricky smoked crack. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why nobody told me this stuff?
But probably because people feel like some secrets people feel ashamed about. People don't want to talk about. When it comes to when it comes to certain people, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to make selections. I don't know what to blaze up, but I don't know. Like some people, they feel ashamed about certain things that happen in the family. For example, somebody could be a pedophile. You know what I'm saying? Nobody want to talk about how this person a pedophile. It's a shame. It brought shame to the family. Everybody know about it. And it's just, some people don't want, something that people don't want to talk about. But let's say that was, your parents' cousin or something, right? So you grow up and you wonder why your parents, your aunt, uncles keep taking shots at this person. But you think this person cool. You know what I'm saying? So
no. No, I agree with you. I agree 100%. And that's what I'm saying. Like, so they'll, like Erica said, yeah, we just don't talk about it. But so they'll keep certain things like that under wraps. But then they'll shame. I think Ebony J had a post about it, and she was talking about how, and I don't think it was the original post. It might have been. I can't remember. But something like families will keep, they'll shame, saying somebody for being gay. You're on mute. We can't hear what you're saying. We can't hear you. Oh, you're on mute. All right, I got you. So they'll shame somebody for being gay or something in the family, or distance themselves, but they'll keep under wraps that Uncle Ricky is a pedophile. You know what I'm saying? Or you know what I'm saying? Like whatever the case, like that type of stuff they'll hide. You know what I'm saying? But something like no matter where you fall at on the spectrum, whether gay is a choice, or gay, you're born gay, whatever, however you fall about it or fall on the subject. They'll keep that a secret, like, you know what I'm saying? Or you would try to ignore it, you know what I'm saying? But this nigga gay and he be at, this nigga a pedophile, but he be at Thanksgiving dinner, you know what I'm saying? Like, all right, so we won't keep, everybody knows can't be your kids with Uncle Ricky, but he's still allowed to come to Thanksgiving dinner? Come on now, like, why is that a secret? That's stuff that should be, like let it be known. To me, I feel like that stuff should be known and not, kept as a secret.
So he might not be, he
Uh,
might be invited, but he might not be able to go come inside and get a plate. He gotta, you know what I'm saying, ask one of the kids to get him a plate or some shit. But he probably can't come in.
I don't know if it was my car. Uncle Ricky can't come around. And Rick done, man. Rick can't come around. That's all I can say.
But some people hold that family word to a different level. You know, some people believe that since they're your family, you can't abandon them. You know, so they try to keep them around, and even though they did something heinous, they try to keep them around. But not everybody like that. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, for sure.
So now is the time to be. Oh, sorry. Let me get the Angel comment that's on the screen. She said common things like molestation, infidelity, paternity. Paternity is such a huge thing, and I don't know about it in my family specifically, but like paternity is a huge thing that families keep secret. So not only from the person, saying whose dad ain't their dad, or whose mom ain't their dad, or sorry, mom ain't their mom, or who grew up thinking that their grandmother was their mother. Saying all this stuff that happened in real life, all the stuff that happened in movies and stuff, and like. Yeah. All the Tyler Perry movies, right. So they'll keep all that stuff secret. You know what I'm saying? They'll keep all that stuff secret, but, from the entire, not just that person, but the entire family and stuff. But, why? Like, what are we doing here? Like, and I get it. Like, some people are going to be like, oh, well, I didn't want to tell them because of, how they might look at me, whatever. Like, so you're just going to live a lie for the rest of your life. Or you're going to, one day just shock this person like, hey, I'm not your dad, or I'm not your mom, or, your mom was too young or to take care of you or something like that. When, so if I found out something like that as an adult, I'll be pissed. And I probably would never talk to some people ever again in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like don't. Like, and that's just me, and I'm, bullheaded and stubborn and shit. But still, don't why is that such a thing? I think paternity, like we was talking about molestation and stuff, but paternity is something that's big that a lot of people don't talk about. That it is secret.
Yeah, and why is that? Like, you could think somebody your auntie, but they really your mother. The whole time. Crazy. And you living with your grand, like that'd be wild, man. Wow. But why is it such a secret? Do you think that they're helping the person that they're trying to protect, or the people they're trying to protect, or harming them in the long run? Or short and long run, actually.
See, I'm sure it's no set answer, and I'm sure you got to pick your moments. You can't just, tell like a little kid, like I'm not your mom or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like I get it. I understand the subtle nuance to it. But I'll tell you this, if I found out, like you see the difference in me and my sister actually look alike, like we look like my mother or whatever, but like you see how light she is and how dark I am or whatever, right? If it came out tomorrow that Ebony is not my sister, you know what I'm saying? Like there's certain people in my family I would never speak to again in my life. And that's not even a secret to me. You know what I'm saying? That's a secret to Ebony. You know what I'm saying? Like, but there's people I'll never talk to again in my life because you lied to me for 30 years. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's incredible to me. This is incredible to me.
Right. I mean, knowing who your parent is, good or bad, people need to know that because it's people out here that feel lost, not knowing who their parent is, and then you come to find out it's a lie. Your whole life been a lie. That shit probably gotta hurt, especially when all your family members know about it.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I just don't get it. Your mom said it's a family secret. Why would I tell? I don't mean tell everybody. I mean like tell the family. Like, if you're gonna make it a family secret, that's fine. But tell the family then. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm in the family. I don't want to wait until you know what I'm saying, however old I was, and I found like some dude had like put his hands on my aunt. You know what I'm saying? Because when I found out, like I flew off the handle. And I'm like, who is he? You know what I'm saying? Like when was this? Why nobody ever told me this? And they're like, oh, it happened before you was born. I'm like, nigga, so? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I off the handle. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just how I operate. Like, I want to know this stuff. Like, don't tell me later. Nigga, tell me at 5 like, that some dude I never know, you know what I'm saying, put his hands on my aunt. Like, so I can know if I ever see this old man in the walker, like, we can still have beef on site. Like, and I'm not saying it's right, but that's just how I operate, and I need to know this stuff. Like I want to know this stuff. I need to know. Amanda said, "Those generations are all about keeping it in the family. We're moving past that. I feel now." I'm not saying that you should tell the world like the world should be in all your family business. I'm just saying, why is that? Like, tell the family then. Like, why are y'all waiting so long to tell the family this stuff? Oh, I get it. And you said shame earlier and all type of reasons, but I don't like it personally. That's what I'm saying.
Especially when some of these secrets could be life changing, man. I think my father told a story. Let me make sure I get it right and shit. I think he
better get it right.
The fuck? Oh, I think it was like his father took him. Niggas tell the story like 20 times before, but it'd be hard for me to remember. But he said something like his father took him down south for the summer and then just left, but didn't tell him, his family, and then he told him it was his family. He was staying down there. Then he came back to Cleveland and never went down there in like 20, 30 years or something like that. But didn't know, that's who his family was when he was down there, or something to that effect. Or never knew, or his father never told him where, they were actually at. So he never knew, how to get back to, years later and shit. But why?
Oh, okay.
Well, what would be the big secret about that?
But right. So even like whatever the situation is, like let's say your dad's dad wanted to protect him from, people he didn't want to be around, or parts of family, whatever. Like at least let me know, and then let me be like, all right, those are people. And I get it. When you're a kid, you can't make those decisions. But as an adult, or saying as an older teenager or whatever, like it's up to you to decide. Like, all right, well, that's still my family. I want to be around them, or I don't want to be around those people at all because of what they did, or because of what my dad said, or whatever the case is. Like, but let me make that decision. Like, tell me the information and allow me to be an adult, or I was like a mature teenager, or whatever. Like, let me be the decision. Like, let me find out the information, and then let me make the decision based off of all the information. Like, don't hide it from me. I'm like Michael Jordan, man. Like, I take it personal. You hide stuff from me, I take it personal. Angel said, I believe people who lie and withhold the truth do so believing they are protecting the child, but could end up being the words to hurt them. Yes, like it's plenty of stories where like people have became like bitter towards the person who lied to them their entire life. And I'm sure there's some people that was like, I don't care, you was there for me the whole time. Then I look at you as my parent, which is cool. But like I think you said that earlier, saying they might be like, wow, maybe I hate my mom, my real mom, or whatever. Like whatever the emotions is, but like at least they'll have the information to be able to make that decision for themselves. I just don't like secrets. I guess what I'm saying ultimately.
Yeah, or it could be a situation where LeBron he had that show Family Hustle or something on Stars or something. I can't remember.
Not the Cleveland Hustle.
No. Actually, that was something. Yeah, that's another LeBron production. Shout out to him. But he had another like actual show, and you could say it was probably like loosely based on his life or whatever. But anyways, his mother never told him who his father was. So he grew up not knowing who his father was, right? And she never didn't want to, never wanted to tell him at all, et cetera, et cetera. No. She wouldn't tell she wouldn't tell the daughter who her father was. That's what it was. So she never would tell her what happened, et cetera, et cetera. So then she finally told her, like, look, I was at a party, I got raped. I don't know who your father is. You know what I mean? So do you think with instances like that, it's warranted to not say, who the father is because of the situation?
No.
Even though, she would probably never know who her father is because, her mother was raped.
No, because like it's up to you. Like you raising that kid. To me, my opinion, as somebody that don't have kids, like, but it's up to you. Like at that time, it's up to you to trust that you're raising the type of kid that would, realize the people that surround them and would say, hey, these are the people that's been, they might not be my whatever I thought they was, but these are the people that's been in my corner, that supported me, that love me genuinely. And these are the people that I'm going to ride with no matter what they are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's why, even I think a couple of shows ago, we talked about like the definition of family and how just because they family by title don't mean that they, everybody deserves respect, but don't mean that they deserve all of the extra stuff when they don't, like when it's not reciprocated. It's a relationship just like anything else. Because you have some friends that are more like family than your actual family sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So because of that, like it's up to you to decide, like, I'm raising the type of kid that's gonna, appreciate the people that's around them and that genuinely care about them, opposed to whatever their title is, whether it's agent, whether it's coach, whether it's uncle, you know what I'm saying? We're like, whatever it is, like I'm taking that responsibility, and the kid deserves to know. The kid deserves to know, man.
Uh-huh.
Let me see. Amanda said, mental health. So many things have been withheld, and now people have no idea their medical history. Yes, like that's another thing. I think in general, we always to put the black spin on it, whatever, is not knowing, where your actual family is from or who's your family. So it is harder to go back and trace, what ailments that you might be, from long standing, you know what I'm saying?
That's big.
Like, yeah, like just all that stuff going to it. But you absolutely right, Amanda. It can mess with your mental. Like you might have a condition that's, that skips every, it's every 2 generations or something. You know what I'm saying? And now it's your turn, and you don't know why you're feeling this way. You know what I'm saying? Because your family don't want to share that. Great granddad Bob had syphilis or something. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever the case is.
He was a Tuskegee Airman.
Yeah, or Al Capone, like he just had syphilis and just rotted his brain, and now everybody is at a higher risk for syphilis or something. I'm making a joke, but you know what I mean. Like nobody share that information, and it's just not cool to me.
Right. But like I said earlier, do you think it hurt or it helps in the long run, or both, or neither, or what? What you think?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
Because for example, let's say your mother was raped. That may be something that a little 5-year-old is not ready to hear. You know what I mean?
I get it. Like when you're too young, you're too young. I understand that part, and that's where you also have to pay attention as a parent to say he's not ready. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just not ready to hear that type of news or information, nigga. But when you start getting to your late teenage years, when like you are who you are, ultimately, you know what I'm saying? You still got some growing to do as a person and as a man or a woman or whatever, but your personality is developed. Like you are who you are, like from a mental standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would want to know. Look, you know what? Let me say all this stuff in the disclaimer. Like this is just for me. I'm not saying what parents should do. I'm just saying what I like, the courtesy that I would want. I need all that information, man. I need it all. Let me see. Ashley said, first of all, I'm not telling my kids certain things if they was before they were born unless it's a safety issue. I'm not. I don't know if you're referring to what I said earlier, and I get it because I probably just went off the handle. But like mentally though, like at first, when you just hear that somebody put their hands on your family, you like who, what, where, and how do I get to this person? You know, that's all I'm saying. You're right, Ashley, for 100%. Angel said, some are just selfish lies. Sleep with two dudes, get pregnant, then pick one that you think is the best, and he's the dad. That's true. Unless you're doing the interracial thing, and it becomes a little tougher. But you're right, bro. Angel said, I think there's power and knowledge. I want to know everything. I agree. I agree with you wholeheartedly.
See, here's the thing.
Amanda,
like, there may be some things that you might not be able to handle. You know.
Well, let me be the not handler though. Like, give me the information. If I can't handle it, then oh well, niggas, life. Like, life happens. Like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you can't handle stuff. Like, you get news all the time that you don't think you can handle, but everybody in here watching and gonna watch later, made it through 100% of your roughest days. Like, every day that you thought you wasn't gonna make it through, you made it through. Right? So somebody told you some information. You'll figure out how to make it through, just like you always do, just like you always have done. So give me the information.
But look, okay, let's say your parents never told you anything, but then you got older and you started to connect the dots, figure things out on your own. Now, do you have animosity towards your parents or whoever didn't tell you this information? Or do you understand why? Like, how would you do something like, how you think you would handle something like that?
So I can speak from personal experience on this one because there have been things that I've pieced together. You know what I'm saying? That to this day my family haven't came out and said, but like I'm smart enough to piece it together. And yeah, to a certain extent, like it's annoying that I would have to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Like why? At this point, you know what I'm saying? If you felt at 10, I didn't need to know. I don't want to put nobody's business out there, but that this person did this. You felt like I didn't need to know that. In college you did this. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm, younger. You know what I'm saying? Fine. But at this point, the last however many years I've been on my own, like it's why are we keeping this stuff from me? Especially in my family, like the position I play in my family, where I'm the middle guy for everybody. I'm the go through for everything that people try to, with minor exceptions. I'm the go through guy. You know what I'm saying? So why are you keeping this stuff from me, of all people? Like I take it personal. I say that shit personal, man. And I probably shouldn't, honestly, but I do, because I feel like certain information. Like, why are you fighting for that information? Why would I have to fight for it? I just don't make sense to me.
Yeah, it's like I feel you on that because you just be sitting here like, wow, like this information I needed because I always wondered about why this, why that.
Yeah.
Like, why couldn't I have this information? Then I would have more understanding at the time. Now I'm over here like, yeah, can I trust you right now? Damn, like what
exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I feel. Like I'll be sitting there thinking like, man, you did this in your past? Like, well, I don't really like how much of a lead should I give you? Like, are you back doing what you was doing in the past? Like, are you completely changed? Like you just, I don't know. I like just with everything, man. I just want to know the information. Yeah. I feel like I keep saying the same thing, but it's true. Like that's my thing is I want to know all the information, so I can make a decision for myself for that person. You know what I'm saying? Because just because y'all cool, because Uncle Jimmy was a stage 3 sex offender, you know what I'm saying? Don't mean I got to be cool with it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And Jimmy could be cool, but that new information that's big information to me. I feel like before I read Amanda's comment, I feel like Erica said something and I read it without putting it on the screen, and then I went to go find it, and I couldn't find it.
Yeah, we can go back to Amanda's comment.
I don't see it on there though. I don't know, Erica. If I missed something,
Well, what was the gist of what she said?
I think it was something like, I think she kind of said what Ashley said about not telling her kids everything, because they're not ready or something like that. I feel like I read it. I couldn't. I might have been. Oh no, I just hadn't got to it yet. I see it way down there at the bottom. I ain't got to it yet. All right, let me run through these so we can catch up. So Amanda said, the main issue in most of our world, big or small, is communication. Just be an open book, man. Yes, like if somebody don't like you for something that you are or did, like then that's on them. Like you made those choices. Now let me make the choice to mess with you or not to mess with you, or to like whatever it is. Like, but give me the courtesy of giving me the information. Angela said, I don't like secrets either, although they're saying ignorance is bliss, maybe I'll be happier not knowing. Yes, for sure. For most things, that's probably the truth, honestly. I'm just not one of those people. Like, I want all the information, personally. Amanda said, that's her truth. She deserves it. Absolutely. That's right, because it's not like you keeping a family, like it's a family secret. Like, so if I'm running to somebody from your class, like your class reunion, or like, oh man, especially my mother, my mother know everybody everywhere at all times. She know everybody. So if I'm out somewhere and they be like, oh, ain't you Yo-Yo's son? I'm like, yeah. And then that conversation can go a couple different ways. And you know what I'm saying, if I say something or they ask me something, I don't know how to respond to it because of family secrets and shit. Like, and then I do say something I wasn't supposed to say or whatever because I don't know. Like, now everybody gonna look at me like I'm like, why would you tell so and so that? Like, I don't know. They said y'all grew up together. They had all the information. They knew Granny's address. You know what I'm saying? This and that. Like, so how was I supposed to know? Oh, because you didn't tell me, so I didn't have the information to know that that's a secret, and I shouldn't be telling that. Whatever. Oh, okay. Well, that's on y'all then.
Exactly. They never talked to you about it, so you thought it was fair game. Yeah,
I thought it was cool. Let's see. Angel said, "Yes, it is. It also can straighten her bond with her mother by learning of an experience that her mother went through. Absolutely. Like, now I don't watch TV on plug shows, but it's a show called, and y'all might have heard about it in the comments, called Little Fires Everywhere with Carrie Hilson or whatever. What's her name?
Kerry Washington.
No, Carrie Hilson, the singer, right?
Yeah, she's a singer. But
Kerry Washington. Kerry Washington.
No, she acted in that one Christmas movie, you know.
Nah. Kerry Washington, who I was thinking of. And I love Kerry Washington. Like her performance in Django was one of my favorites, blah, blah, blah. But like, so you go watch that movie, like, or I'm sorry, it's a show and it's short, like 8 or 9 episodes. It's pretty good. And I usually hate shows like that, but it's pretty good and it kind of deal with some of the stuff. Like, and you can really hurt somebody or you can really grow that bond with somebody by giving them that information. You know what I'm saying? It's just up to that person, but they deserve to know. And I like I said, I get it if they're too young or whatever, but when you start being a high functioning team, when you're a freshman, sophomore, junior in high school, they sit me down and tell me the information.
Yeah, but just remembering like my level of understanding at 5, 6, 7 compared to 16, 17 it's totally different. So for certain things, I don't think you should say anything. You just gotta wait till they get older. But then once they get older, you still don't ever tell them.
That's what I'm saying. Look, I'll never forget this. My dad died when I was 5. Like, I remember the funeral. I remember hanging out with my dad before he died. All this stuff. I remember having a love relationship with the police. Like, you know what I'm saying? Before I was 5, like they would come around. I stay right in East Cleveland, right on the street where the police station would ride by. Like, I would buy like honey buns and shit to give them when they came by. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had that. And then I also have a vivid memory of the day when all that shit went out the window. You know what I'm saying? Like when they ran them in my house and destroyed my house and ripped up my couch and flipped over tables and shit. And I get into the house and my mom is laying on the floor crying. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember that at 5 or before I was 5. So all that stuff happened before my dad died. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, and I'm not saying that at that time I would have been good, you know, for a family bomb or nothing like that. But kids aren't as dumb, or kids are stronger sometimes than you give them credit for. It's not to say that at 5 or 4 or whatever that, you know, you should be telling your kids everything, but like
Right.
when they get older, you still just don't tell them. But y'all talk about it. Y'all at every holiday, y'all get together and y'all have whispers and y'all have inside jokes because of this, and this. But nobody tell me the information. Like I be having a problem with that.
See, but I want to touch on what you just said because it's interesting. Like you said, at 5, 6, you don't have that understanding, but you do have those memories, right? So you get older, and you just start thinking of, "Ooh, fire!" And you have those memories, and you know, you start thinking about, you know, stuff that happened when you was 5, 6, or 7. You start thinking, just like how you recall right now something that happened 25 years ago. It's like, that's interesting. You know what I'm saying? So it's you know, as much as, you know, the family want to keep secrets, like they can't erase your memories. You know, you can always recall and remember certain things, and especially as, you know, as children, as 5, 6-year-old, your brain is fresh. You know what I'm saying? You basically fresh out the womb. Like, you're not gonna forget any of that stuff.
Right, I agree, and I don't know, I agree. Erica said, this was the comment I was waiting on. I was way ahead of myself. She said, I don't think children should know everything. I get like young children, I understand that, but like when you get to those teenage years, because I don't want to make the family look like a fool. Like, you know, the family is already shameful for what it did. So at least if you let me know, then I can act like I don't even know what you're talking about when I get out in the public. Because like I'm speaking from experience when I run into people that my mom know, and like she got she got a pass and shit. My mom got a present. You know what I'm saying? All that. You know what I'm saying? That, you know, I don't be knowing how to talk. So I just like, I tell you say hi, you know what I'm saying? I tell you say hello, but like, I don't know nothing, and I ain't taking no information from you because I don't know. Like, I don't know how much of it I'm supposed to be giving away or whatever. Like, I just don't know.
Yeah.
Tim joined us. Tim, what's happening, man?
Welcome back. We need that male influence in the comments.
Hey, for the record, Tim was wild as hell on that on the last episode. Shout out to Tim. Tim said everybody has skeletons. Doesn't need to be shared. See, I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that. And for the people that just joined, let me make it clear that I'm saying shared in the family. I'm not saying you should go tell strangers. I'm not saying the whole neighborhood should know about it, but in your family, you should know when you get to a certain age. Like, you shouldn't have to keep piecing together things. It should be like, oh, let me sit you down and tell you the story of how your grandmother ran prohibition in Cleveland for 3 years before she got knocked, or you know what I'm saying, like whatever whatever it is, you know what I'm saying. Like, let me know. You know, your grandmother was the biggest number runner, this in Ohio. You know what I'm saying, or something. Like, get whatever it is. Like, and it don't have to be bad stuff all the time. You know what I'm saying? Just stuff. Look, perfect example. I can say this, and nobody should get mad at me in my family, whatever. But like, so before my grandmother's a minister and all this stuff. Like, before she passed, and she had because of that, like, I grew up in the church my entire life and all that stuff. But she had like a pre-church life, you know what I'm saying? Where like, and I look to this day, I don't know nothing about her besides she used to carry like guns or whatever in her purse. That's it. Like, that's the extent of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? that's the extent of what I know. So I'm sure like everybody got a past and stuff. Like what like so and I was forced to grow up in the church or whatever, or that's how I was grew up in the church and stuff. But like I feel like personally that it would have made the connection between me and my grandmother stronger if I would have known that she wasn't always this high and mighty person that always did the right thing or that followed God. You know what I'm saying? Like because that's how I knew her my entire life. So if I knew that she made mistakes and stuff back in the past, that I feel like that would have made me and her relationship stronger because I was like, oh, she's a normal person that was able to get her life on track for her family and for her kids and have a stable, good life for the people that she cared about. Like she was able to put all that crap she was doing aside and become this person. You know what I'm saying?
I can relate with you most definitely, man. I got a story similar. So, my mother's cousin, I knew her as, always preaching, always talking about God, this and that, right? So, me and my wife went over to her place, and she invited us over for dinner, and she talking, and she's like, y'all want some drinks? I got some drinks. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean some drinks? I listened to my wife. I said something like, I didn't know she, drunk anything. She a Christian woman. So, my wife gonna say, yeah, he said he didn't think you ever drunk nothing because you're a Christian woman. So then she gave me the whole breakdown about this and that. And I'm sitting here confused.
Right. Right. And that's what I'm saying. Like, so it ain't all about bad stuff. It ain't all about, like you gonna be ashamed or whatever. But like sometimes it actually could have a positive effect on it. And I just understand how it can go bad, but it also can go good. And if the truth is the truth, then sometimes you just gotta say it and then just let the chips fall where they may, or whatever the fucking line is. Let the dogs lie where they lay, or whatever the saying is. I'm sure y'all know what I'm talking about. Erica said, yeah, everything does not need to be shared. Yes, it does. What? Like, Erica, give me an example of something. This don't have to be about yourself or whatever, right, or your family situation, but just tell me something that you wouldn't share to your kids. Or you got a kid, and your kid is a junior in high school. Pretty good kid, like really stay out of trouble for the most part. You know what I'm saying? Kids gonna be kids, but on the right track for the most part. Like, what is something that you wouldn't tell your I said junior? So what is something you wouldn't tell your 16, 17-year-old kid? I'm very curious.
But it'd be things that you do need to know. For example, I don't know. You could be at the. You could be at the BMV, registering for your new car. You look at your ID, they say Granbury. Huh. Like, do you know such and such, such and such? Oh yeah, I remember that. Like, who the fuck? Who are you? Who are you? And like, what? Like, why would they say that? I don't understand. It'd be stuff that you need to know because people just be coming up, and especially with my last name is not Conrad at all. So.
Oh, every time I see the last name Granbury, I remember I never forget. I called you. I was on the west side somewhere, and I called him like, "Man, you got a cousin or uncle something that sell cars?" Like, yeah. I'm like, you got just seen it like a sticker or something at the bus stop that said like Granbury Motors or something like that. Like, they go like, yeah, you can't hide from nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You can't hide from nobody, man. Andrew said, I wish I knew more about my mom and dad. That's all I'm saying. And so even if it's for, I ain't gonna be able to say the name right. It's like posthumous, like after people die. So you will know. So you will have the memories or whatever. So better to tell your kids or to tell your siblings that they're younger. Like just having the information. Like, yeah, you had an uncle that was a pedophile, but your granddad was such a stand-up guy. Like he whooped on him for 24 hours straight. It was something I've never seen before. Like that was your granddad though. He always stood up for the little people or whatever the case is. Like sometimes it's not always about being a bad thing. So your mom said, this is from a parent's view. If your child or children feel like there is a secret they need to come to the parent or parents and ask a question. It's up to the parents if they want the child to know something. You agree with that?
She said it's up to the parents if they want their children to know something. But all right.
So wait, so not only that,
okay.
but the child got to come to the parents to ask the question about it.
Not all children are going to come to their parents and ask them a serious ass question.
Yes. Like how awkward would that be? You know what I'm saying? Like how awkward would it be to like, be honest with me. Like, did you smoke crack in the 80s? Like, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever. Like how, like, and you might be so taken back that even if you're able to tell the truth now, you might be like, no, like, because where did this come from? This is very strange to me. Like, you'll be caught off guard and you'll be defensive. No, or whatever the case is.
Right. You may not want to tell your 8-year-old kid, something personal like that. You know what I'm saying? Right. But at the same time, your kid's family could have said something to them, and now you coming to your parents, and then your parents lie to you or something.
That's what I'm saying.
Now you over here looking like.
Then the cycle just continue. Hold on, y'all got to take the screen down because we don't do plugs often, but somebody asked me what I was drinking. We got a special guest that never joined the show.
Joe.
My man Darnell asked what I was drinking. So it's that Cleveland Browns, Great Lakes, 73 Kolsch.
Classic.
Beer. Classic, super limited edition.
It's a true Hall of Fame beer.
You probably got like 2 weeks to find some and hold on to it because that's it.
Remember last year I had to call the distributor. And
I
had to tell the distributor to tell me what stores that they just sent it to.
Yeah, that's great. I don't know, we just sent some out, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, I got the manager on the phone. Like, yeah, we got a full case on the floor right now. Cool.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if you don't do it, then that's on you. Shout out to Darnell for joining us finally one time. Let me see. Erica said, I look at people differently. I don't need to know personal things. Not even like your family, Erica. Like how without knowing that stuff, and like what should be off limits though? Like you wouldn't want to know that. Like Erica, and I know Ashley might still be in here, but like if Ashley started doing drugs or something, like you wouldn't want to know that. Like that's pretty personal, that's her business and stuff. You wouldn't want to know that your sister's doing drugs or whatever. I would for sure want to know.
Especially you being her sister, you would want to know so you can try to help her or talk to her or some shit. With her being your sister, and it'd be. With her job, she could lose her job.
she definitely going on. She continued to say, she said, like if my grandpa ever had an affair or something, I don't want to know.
What?
So this not really a family secret. I don't think it is. This might be a family secret. I don't know. So if it is, my family watching, my bad. So it's like my grandfather, who is my grandfather. He's not my grandfather. Like he's not he's the guy. My entire life, he's been my grandfather, but he's not my biological grandfather. And I knew this, like right around the time where I should have known it, like teenage, like maybe young teenage years, right around there. But that didn't stop him from being my grandfather, or that didn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how, and I'm sure everybody else knew. But like that didn't do anything for me as far as like, oh, I don't gotta listen to you. You ain't even my real grandfather or whatever. Because as far as I knew about this man, like whatever the situation was with my grandmother and her, I don't even know my real grandfather. They was married or not. I have no idea. But I know as far as I knew him, he been taking care of me and he been doing right as far as I know about his kids, about his. He had a son that passed or something like that. I'm not even 100% sure on that, but As far as I know, he took care of him and all that stuff. So I don't have any disdain for him at all. You know what I'm saying? With him not being my biological grandfather, you know, like that's my grandfather though. You know what I'm saying? Like to the point of like somebody said something crazy, like that's my grandfather and we'll have issues. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like to that point. Like so, like, but that's maybe that's not the same thing as personal. Like, well, it is a personal aspect to it that I would want to know. And if I didn't know that part, then I would probably look a little different, I suppose. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe all y'all right, and I'm just tripping. Tim said, I don't think. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, so if you went till now and you found out that he wasn't your real biological grandfather, like, would you be looking at everybody crazy? Like, what? Why didn't you just tell me that? That's a piece of information that you would want to know. Is it going to change your view of him? No, not really. But
no,
nigga, that's something that you want to know.
I'll be pissed though. I'll be pissed. Like for real. Like if I found out, if I got a text in the middle of the show, my mom just commented like, "Oh, your granddad. Why are we talking about family secrets? Your granddad is not your granddad." Like I'm like, what? Like you know what I'm saying? Like. What are you talking about? Like, I'll be pissed though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but would I look at him differently? No, because everything I know about this man is he took care of his family. He got up and went to the fucking steel mill every single day. Every time I seen him, he was either coming from work or you know doing something in the yard. Like everything, like my respect for him as a man, as a human, like none of that shit would change at all. But I was still like, what you mean though? Like, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? It would be weird to me.
Hey, so Tim said he didn't deal with anything like that as a kid, which makes me wonder: is it more so a black thing? Because in a black family, it'd be always a lot of secrets, man. I noticed that.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. That's a very good point. Like, is it I know, like, we got a couple white people in here. Like, if y'all can speak to it, like, if y'all have family secrets that y'all found out later, like later in life that you would have, appreciated knowing sooner, or like, I would think it was an all people thing, but like I said, our perspective is a little skewed because the majority, not all, but the majority of the people that we hang around are black. You know what I'm saying, or have similar backgrounds. So. I guess it kind of be hard to say. Angel said, to Erica, I respect that. She said, everyone is different. I want to know. Sorry, it went off the screen. I would want to know, and it would probably be processed to help me deal with stuff in my own life. Makes grandma more relatable, or I'll see her strength, I'll see his weaknesses, etc. And that's all I'm saying. Like, yeah, so I get it that, infidelity or whatever would be a personal thing. Like, but like he did it, you know what I'm saying? And if he was able to do it, nigga, look, now this does affect me. So I'll get into it. Like my mom had me when she was like early 20, like 21, 22 or something. Like my dad had an entire family. Like this nigga was married with kids already, you know what I'm saying? And then had me, like I was kind of threw in there, and then I think he had one under me, maybe. I'm not sure. I might be the youngest, I don't know. But he had a whole family. So do I look at him bad? Like, but even though I got all these memories of hanging out with him at his job and him come over to the house and all of this stuff, like, do I look at my mom like, how could you be a home wrecker? You know what I'm saying? No, like that's my mom. Like that information was something that I needed to know. Oh, all right. So my dad wasn't the greatest man to ever live, but he was able to not only support or whatever his family, but also support me or to do whatever that I needed. Like, nigga, that takes a special person to be able to do both. I'm not saying that is right, you know what I'm saying? But I'm saying that, like, somebody that's willing to do both, that's not like, they ain't my kid. I got my whole family situation over here, which he could have well did, but he didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? So that just improved his character for me. You know what I'm saying? Right. I would have liked to know. And I did.
Right. But was it a time that you didn't know and you was thinking, the whole time, like, why isn't he staying over here all the time and he gotta leave or some shit like that?
I'm sure I can't think of offhand now, but I'm sure there was a time where I was like, I just couldn't. I couldn't make the. But I was young, so you know what I'm saying. I couldn't make the connection of like, well, every time I see him, he like at work or like we out somewhere. So like maybe you just work all the time. Like you know, maybe he at the factory. Sometimes I will go see him. Sometimes I won't. Like, but as a kid, I couldn't make the connection or whatever. But I found out pretty young, like, because it was a whole thing about like when he died, like his wife and them, they like left me off the obituary and stuff. So like just hearing people talk about it, whatever, and how you know Ebony and my family felt about that, like she was kind of denying me, even though apparently I had went over, you know, like his wife met me and all this stuff. You know, so I'm assuming that I don't know, it was a whole thing, but I kind of you know just overhear adults talk about that stuff relatively young, so I kind of knew for later.
But you would just say you was probably like sitting there like at the time you was like, why would they leave me off? Why would they leave me
like,
off their obituary? Like I don't understand.
Maybe right. That's true, right? But yeah, maybe I just don't know. Erica said my family would probably sell it all though. I don't think that's a bad thing. Just people just knowing the information. Darnell said no children need to stay in the child's place. Like I'm telling Gabby everything. And
he only got no picture of it. He don't be on Facebook.
Yeah. Darnell, he led a YouTube life. And I'm telling Gabby everything, so you don't got to tell her nothing. I tell her everything. Miss Murray said, our family's mouth tend to be big, too big to hold any secrets. Somebody know. I'm not saying that that's the right way to go about it, but yeah. She said if I robbed a bank, I would keep that secret.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but I agree. But if you know what I'm saying, if you robbed a bank 20 years ago, or you know what I'm saying, if you was pregnant and then like you robbed a bank, like if it was like an exceptional story, or you was just like a notorious bank robber, you wouldn't tell that family secret. Like nigga, in the 80s and the 70s, nigga, I was the getaway robber of the century.
Like it was this guy. I seen a show or some story or some shit. I'll be watching a lot of shit, but I guess in his younger days he robbed a bank, and then he had moved. He was on a run, but he had moved, had changed his name, had a wife, had kids. He was like 80 years old, and then the FBI came and got him. Like we know that you're living a fake life. We know that you robbed the bank. And he had to go to jail for just a little bit, but when he got out, his wife was still there, but they didn't know anything about that. He didn't tell them anything, but she still loved him, you know. But that'd be a wild situation if
that would be a wild, that would be a crazy situation.
Hey, you got a whole new family, you change your life around, like you're not even on that no more. But
but it's still your past. So if you told your wife in confidence, like, look. Like, you know, before I met you, I did some things I ain't proud of, whatever. I came out here to start a new life, et cetera, et cetera. You know what I'm saying? But then you throw the disclaimer in, like, but one day, you know, it might be a time where they come a knocking and, you know, I got to deal with the consequences or like whatever. At least then she won't be like, he did what?
Right.
So then she might resent him. Like, why would you keep that? Like, how could you keep that a secret? I'll never talk to you again. But this time, you know, chances are, it didn't work out that way. But like, she could have been resentful,
or you know, she could have been charged as well for harboring a fugitive.
So maybe it's best that she didn't know. You're right.
Yeah.
Sim said, "Always talk the truth. Thanksgiving dinner tastes better when you're not looking across the table, hoping your sibling don't blow you up." Yeah, like, look, if everybody know and you still welcome to come around, then cool. And if you're not welcome to come around, then that's your punishment for whatever it is that you chose to do with your life. You know what I'm saying? I agree with that. Like, man, so when I go to my family, like, because I don't got no secret that I can think of, like, you know what I'm saying, like that's just like big like that. So when I go to places, I go anywhere, nigga, I'm cool. When I go to any neighborhood, like I'm cool because I know I ain't never did nothing wild to nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel comfortable going like wherever, man. Like going with family or not, like I feel comfortable.
Right, but what if, but what if
Go ahead.
somebody in your family did do something crazy and they didn't never tell nobody? But
Yeah,
people
like I
know
want to
that y'all
know.
related. Now,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You got to know if you need to duck your head down or something. You know?
yeah. Is the entire family not allowed on Buckeye anymore? Like you know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? Like what is it? Like I need to know.
Right.
Ms. Murray said if I killed somebody, I would keep that secret. She got all the secrets. Y'all might want to sit down with her. Ashley said, she said, I'm not telling my kids nothing. My mama ain't tell me nothing, and I don't want to know. So that leads me to believe that Miss Murray, she done killed somebody and she done robbed, and she just ain't telling y'all nothing. And now this is her way of saying it without saying it. So y'all ever try to call her out on it later? I said it on the show. I said it. Y'all just ain't pay attention. I said it. Ashley goes on to say, and my family talk too much, so if it's something that ain't come out, just keep it. All right. All right. Ms. Murray said, Uncle was a pedophile. The whole family would tell. They would be like, don't let that nigga, don't let that so-and-so, don't let that so-and-so watch your kids. He got a dirty shirt. I don't even know what that means, but that's great. Dirty shirt.
He got a
stain. That's amazing.
He got a stain on his record.
That's amazing. I've never heard that before. I love it. Erica said, hide your purse, you know, so-and-so steals. That's what I'm saying. Look. That's what I love about black people, man, is like, so instead of just come out and saying, that nigga a pedophile, I'm like, you know, so-and-so got that dirty shirt on. Don't do this because he got the dirty shirt. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, Jimmy coming over, man. Y'all might want to put y'all, you know what I'm saying? I ain't about to, it'd be like that episode of Martin when Gina's cousin was coming over. Like I ain't the nigga that he thought he was Eddie Murphy or whatever. Like, I ain't, you know what I'm saying? No, he, like, Jimmy, no, man, we got to put all this stuff up. Like, instead of just like, that nigga still, like, he a thief, he can't come over. It's like, man, you can come over, but you got to put your shit up because he's still, man.
Like Debo.
I love it, man. Ashley said, why would you ask your mom if she smoked crack unless it's obvious that she still do? Look, but no. Because, so I'm way behind the comments if I'm just getting to this. So I'm going to have to really catch up. So, but when you get older and you start piecing together the puzzles, because adults do talk and they think that kids are not listening. They think kids aren't paying attention, but kids do pay attention. So when you start connecting dots and you get a little bit older and you get like, this piece is like, oh, you know what she done did? Like, oh, you know she used to hang on Buckeye, or you know what I'm saying, like whatever the case is, I gotta earn that. That's her neighborhood, so that's why I'm gonna keep saying it. So you know what I'm saying, like all this stuff, and then you piece the puzzle together. And like his mom was saying, like if you're a kid and you got these questions, then come ask the question. Then it's up to the parent. Like you know what I'm saying. Like so, I ain't saying you just ask it out of the blue, but you ask it like, oh, did you used to do something? Because I'm hearing these stories and I'm kind of piecing the puzzle together, and then it might not come out where you're talking about a whole different person. But because I didn't know, I didn't know. Let me see. Your mom said if you want to know the truth, especially if you hear some gossip about the family, but we're talking about like not as an adult. As an adult, yeah, you should be able to come and say something. But like as a younger person, it'll be awkward. It's kind of weird for kids to do something. Ms. Murray said, I never smoked crack. Yeah, but you killed somebody and robbed a bank, though. I'm holding you through that part. Andrew said, I just want to know more about her life experiences, things she's been through and overcome. That's really why I would ask anything. I think she's talking about her mom or grandma, I think in that case. Tim said, common man, nobody's going to just share shit with their kids unless they're old enough to ask and know. Like, but at a certain time, you know when your kids are ready to hear about the birds and the bees, you know what I'm saying? So you sit them down and tell them about that story. Well, I don't know no black families that do, but I'm assuming at some point you sit around and talk to them about it. Like, so it got to be at some point in their life where they're able to understand and have a conversation about family secrets. That's what I would think. Tim said off limits. He said it will make a whistle sound when Uncle Mike farts when he's wearing a like, Tim, I'm with you, man. That's where he said family secrets ain't the same as it used to be. The shame is not attached to the whole. It's not a shame to a whole lot of stuff like it used to be. Well, right. Well, okay, I see what you're saying. So it used to be shameful. Okay, I can understand that. I can get that. She goes on to say, even being gay is not as shameful. A lot of gay people used to get married, have kids, and live a double life in secret. Only a few knew, but now it's not the same. They're living gay freely and adopting kids and getting someone to have their kids. So, but right. So I think so. You might have missed this part at the beginning. We were talking about like examples when people would, because there are families that still would ridicule or isolate a person because they are gay, or ignore that person because they're gay, or try to ignore the fact that they're gay. You know, but keep the pedophile or keep the infidelity thing like a secret. So, like, what about that though?
See, it's certain things. Like being gay isn't criminal, but you know, being a pedophile is criminal. So it's like kind of like with Nicki Minaj. You know, everybody knew her brother was a pedophile, but she still tried to hide it and you know support him. You know, even though she had to know. You know, I mean, she had to know that that's what he was doing, but you know, I don't know. But then, but look, somebody could be gay, and just because you're a Christian, then you feel like you know, you feel very strongly about gay people, so you're you know, you don't know, you just you know, shun them from the family,
right?
You know, they can't be around. You know, they can't be around no little kids. You know, because they gay, even though. Nigga, they not a pedophile, you know what I'm saying? They ain't fuck with no little boys and shit.
But they're gay. They're going, you know, they were saying, and to Miss Mary's point, like, this is, like, not as how it is now, like, a little bit back in the day, whatever. Oh, no, like, you know, they you know, you grow up in a house with two women or two men, and they don't think that it's normal, which they might, you know what I'm saying? Which, you know, depending on where you fall on the spectrum, it is or is not considered gay, depending on that, or right, depending on, that person, their upbringing, but that don't mean that they automatically gonna be gay just because they, you know what I'm saying, in a two family, you know, in a gay household or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But families will shun those people. Angel said tons of white families have secrets. I have many family secrets. Well, if you know about them, then your family did it right. Damn, or you have to be together and that sucks, man.
Hey, we so far back in the comments.
That's what I'm saying. let me catch up, man. Angel said I think people are just flawed and human. Erica said all people have some secrets. That's true. Ms. Murray said some people's family secrets were that they were really from a black family and light enough to pass for white, and they kept secrets from the whole world. Kids finding out through DNA testing. Like, that's crazy to me.
So that is crazy. People thought they was white, and then they found out that they were black.
They found out it was black through a DNA test, like doing like ancestry or something. Like, that's crazy. Like, do you know how devastated that kid could be, or that adult? Like, well, I don't know where I fit in now. Like, no wonder I feel weird. You know what I'm saying? But that could have been all alleviated when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? Just knowing, you know, where I fit in, or knowing what you know what I'm saying? And I get it. Like, you don't want to say you black, so you got to hang with the black people or whatever. But if you feel awkward, you feel like you don't belong, that might tell you why. Like, if that's the case.
Yeah.
Tim said, "Shit in my life came out as it happened. Everybody got busted in the moment." I wish it was more like that. Tim said, "We knew shit was still fucked up when someone was not there for the holiday." Yeah, that's typically a good sign. You know, you
Hey,
hear some stuff and then they don't show up for the holiday. It's pretty much a good sign.
but I mean, but we talking about just amongst the family, you know. We're not talking about
That's
other
what I'm saying.
random
Yeah.
people in the family, you know anything. We're just talking about with in the family because somebody outside the family, you may be like, oh, how is such and such doing? Oh, they had to take a work trip down south. You know, they'll be back soon. You know what I'm saying? It's like certain things should be kept
When
within the
they
family.
when they in the workhouse for real, out there in Winslow Heights in the workhouse. Erica said, I watched a documentary on this black woman who was a notorious jewel thief. I wonder if her family knew. Like, let me know so they be like, oh. So when I run into your old accomplice, like, I don't gotta be like, oh no, she's whatever now. She never did nothing wrong like that. And they're like, oh well, back when I knew her though, she used to get around, them, K Jewelers. See the reason they went out of business or stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Angel said there was just a documentary on Amazon Prime, and the girl grew up thinking she was white and was half black. She learned later in life it shows her struggle with self identity. Angel, I didn't see your comment early, but I do remember watching that documentary, and that's exactly what I was saying. Like, you grew up feeling like, why don't I fit in? Like, I don't feel perfect in this group, and why is that? You know what I'm saying? Because your family decided to keep it a secret from you for whatever reason. Like, if they didn't want you to pigeonhole yourself, if they felt like you'll have a better life white, or like whatever the case is, cool. Like, but that's not fair to that girl. That's not fair to that woman that found out as an adult that she half and half.
Right, she wonder why her hair can't never get straight. All her friends hair straight.
Yeah, like all my friends perm their hair and it gets curly, but I perm mine and it gets straight. Why is that? I don't know. I don't understand. Ms. Murray said, more like leave y'all purses in the car. Yeah, make them untouchable. I love black people, man. That's the greatest thing ever. Andrew said, I think it's called Little White Lie. I think it is too. I think you told me about it, Andrew, and I watched it because otherwise I probably wouldn't have watched nothing like that. Ms. Murray said, why we have to call him Uncle John and he wasn't our uncle? He was always over when and Miss Murray on the road. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like stuff like that. And when you get to a certain age, like, Mom, you was, and then your mom explains, like, well, nigga, rent was due, or, you know what I'm saying, like, your dad left, and, whatever the case is, like, then you have a chance to explain, and then you like, man, my mom did whatever she had to do to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Or you can be like, nigga, my mom a whore, and I don't like that, and I'm not going to mess with her. But that's a part of her truth that she lived, that she got those memories of some, I always call him a pervert, but the mom is the one that's doing wrong. Like some guy coming around, you know what I'm saying? Like, but that's part of the kid's memory as well. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just about the mom or the parent or whatever, like, because the kid lived that stuff too. They just don't understand the situation. So when they get older, I feel like they're entitled to knowing what the situation was. That's just me personally. I'm almost at the I'm almost back at the top. Tim said, I love you guys' work. I love you guys. Gotta work tomorrow. I'll be back next weekend. Have a great night. Tim,
Thanks for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. Remember to like, share, subscribe.
Yeah, man.
Like what you see and or / here. So
Angel said thanks for coming. Top man, Angel. Miss Murray said, I was looking at these nappy-headed white women and thinking to myself, I can't even read it all out. I was looking at these nappy-headed white women and thinking to myself, there is some black in their family somewhere. Yes. Yes. Nigga, great granddad Rich had slaves, and they kept it a secret. You thought you'd have a better life and all this stuff, and then it just trickled down. And yeah, like tell the family secret, man.
See, that's what I mean. Like stuff like that could have been told to her when she was a teenager, when she was ready. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like kids that been adopted. They were adopted when they were a baby, and then they don't find out until they 16, 17, 18 that they adopted. That shit is fucking mind blowing. Like what do you, huh? Confused. But then it's the search. Then it'd be the search for the parents right after that. Like now they feel like I want to at least know who my real parents is. I feel like you raised me, you are my real parents, but I at least want to know the story. You know what I mean?
Right. I think. I hope Andrew don't get upset for me for putting this out there, but I think she had I don't know the dynamic, but she had like a long lost niece or something, or long lost sister or something, maybe, where like clearly it was some kind of a disconnect somewhere, and then through the googling of names, or like for Black people, like when people die and people show up at the funeral, like, damn, you knew this person? Like, yeah, it's my uncle. Like, what? Like, how? Like, do you go through it? So, Andrew, I don't know if you want to talk about that, or if you want to, whatever information I got wrong, but just like to speak about, what, like if you talk to the person about like what challenges, and like how the search went, like I would love to talk to somebody that kind of went through that same situation like you're saying, where there was a teenager or an adult, 18 or whatever, where they found out that their parents wasn't their parents, or whatever, or they were adopted, or the grandmother was their mom, or I'm sorry, the grandmother, they grew up thinking their grandmother was their mom and all that stuff. I would love to find out more about people that think, that went through that situation.
Yeah.
Ms. Murray said most Black people only claim the Indian in their family, which is crazy. Like, Black people are so insane, man.
Nah.
I got a little cousin that swear up and down that she like, nigga, what you be saying? She be like, I'm part like like some kind of like upper European.
European?
Yeah, like
Spain?
like Ireland, like that, like upper European, like North, and like Jamaican mix or stuff like that. And I'm looking like, nigga, what? And it's like, yeah, because when I look at the origin of my last name and it's this and this, and I'm like, nigga, I know who your dad and mom is, and you just Black. Like, nigga, they just gave you like, I don't care what the origin of your name is. Nigga, that was a slave owner name or whatever. Exactly. Like, but nigga, you know what I'm saying, nigga, you Black.
See,
Black and Black.
Your last name, could be the origin of a slave, but that don't necessarily mean that you had that slave owner bloodline in you. Now, is it a high possibility? Yes, yeah, yes, it is. But you can take that DNA test, but I heard it's a sham. So I don't know if I trust it, but I'm just gonna go with the belief that this is America. Damn near every race is mixed. You know what I'm saying? We got, especially if you African American, like you got something other than African country in you. So, yeah, nigga. Yeah. So when you call, hey, so when you call people, Black, white, this and that, or I got my white pride, or that's kind of like a Ku Klux Klansman talking about white pride this, white pride that. Nigga, you probably got Black in him. I know you seen a Springer episode when dude finally found out that he got Black in him, and he talking about that white supremacy bullshit. So it's just stupid as fuck to me. Now, I just contradicted myself because I'm thinking about Black pride, but Black pride is, Black pride is totally different. You know what? I'm gonna leave it to the comments because
So
then I sound stupid talking about Black pride, and I just said fuck,
fuck white pride.
Even though I know it's not the same, I just feel stupid to saying it.
So I just want to jump in real quick, just because of what you said. Now, I kind of heard the same thing. Like, so I did the ancestry thing, and what you was talking about as far as like especially African Americans or whatever being saying super mixed up and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So let me see. So mine came back, and so nigga, my mom was black, my dad was black, and all that stuff. But it came back that like look how many different traits that just similar. That doesn't mean that I'm part whatever, but and all of it could be a scam. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm 89%, as you can tell by my pigment. I'm 89% sub-Saharan African. You know what I'm saying? So that's you know what I'm saying.
Desert.
the highest percentage is 38% Nigerian. Then like other percentage of like different African countries and stuff.
I swear, damn near every black person and every
Yeah.
African American got Nigerian in it.
Yeah, it's gonna say Nigerian or Sierra Leone, like that. You know what I'm saying? That whole thing. Then, but I got 8.8% European, which has Northwestern European, British, and Irish, and all this stuff. Then I even got like, huh?
So you got that 8% privilege.
Yeah, somebody in my ancestry tree got hit on the boat ride over. One of those white dudes was bored. And then I also got 1.1% East Asian Native American. So, this could be all random. Like they could have just threw some numbers at a board. But chances are, you black, man, you got a little bit of everything mixed in somewhere, somehow, somewhere.
Yeah.
Regina joined us. Regina, thanks for joining. Let me see. Ms. Murray said, whenever people ask my kids what they were mixed with, I always told them I'm African. I love it. I'm like, I'm mixed with black and black. I always love that. It's one of my favorite lines. Angel said, remember when I thought my DNA test would say something interesting, like how disappointed. My dad always said we were Heinz 57. He lied. But I think Angel test came back. She was like 100% European. It was like 100% Northern European. It was like all Irish and British or something. Like it was 100%. Nothing in Africa or Asia, I don't think. Like it was like 100% Europe.
See, to touch on what you just said, when you broke down your, your descent, your ancestry, those are family secrets that we'll never know. You know what I mean? You'll never know who your great, grandfather, grandmother was messing with. You just never know that, that history. But that's why people need to talk, man. You need to know things. You have better understanding and not have a self-identity crisis. You know what I mean? Or feeling like you don't know anything about your parents or your sister, your brother, and shit like that. So
yeah, I just don't see what the harm. You know what I'm saying? With the harm, if you know it, what's the harm in it? You know what I'm saying? Like, don't lie like Angel's dad did to her. Like, hey, we got a little bit of everything. No, not that. We just white. We're just straight, normal, just straight white. As Barry said, they're gonna have to get a warrant to get my DNA. Yeah, that's a lot of people. A lot of black people feel that way. I think Byron even said something like that, but then he's like, "Well, my sister got it done, so there's really no point in me doing it. It's pretty much the same."
Yeah, right. Like it wouldn't make any sense.
But look, you could be the missing link to say you could be the missing link to blow it out of water. If you took it and it said something drastically differently, then you would know that the entire test is just full of trash.
True.
Like you can be the one to break the news.
But I remember in high school, we had to use that website to look at our family tree and show the family tree breakdown. So my mother's side, it was a whole bunch of different last names, et cetera, et cetera. On my father's side, all it said was Bart Granberry. Bart Graham. Everybody, nigga, everybody had the same. Everybody had the same name. Like it was crazy. So then, yeah, then it had. I think it went back to like some slave. I think it was a slave plantation or somewhere in the South. I can't remember, but it was boring. It was nothing on that side. So then, we went. We went to the family reunion where I think that's where the family roots was at, if I can remember correctly. Everybody. This dude talking about Bart Granberry. Yeah, that name is a popular name around here. Yes, nigga, because everybody had that. Everybody got that shit.
Oh man. As you said, man, when they be like, I got any in my family, I'll be thinking, yeah, Jeep Cherokee.
Oh, that's funny right there.
Hilarious, man. I remember sending somebody a meme like that, and it was like somebody's like, it was like a white person or something like, I'm gonna have Cherokee, and it was like that person split, and then like the other half was like a Jeep Cherokee. Man, that shit had me rolling, man. Ms. Murray said, we all just people no matter the color. That's true. Ashley said, I'm finally a top fan. I'm pretty sure. Well, you know what? That's what happened when you join 2 weeks in a row.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You got a solid track record, but 2 weeks in a row, get to that top fan status. Welcome to the club. Hey, I even shouted you out on the post, right before the show. It's the picture that you guys sent in. And we appreciate it.
We was on a big screen.
On the big screen. I definitely appreciate that for sure. Ms. Murray said, so do you got Indian in your family? I should have looked. I took it away. No, I don't. Yeah, I got it was like 0.6% Native American. 0.6%. So that's science right there. So don't question me. I don't want to see no memes with half me, half Jeep. It's on there scientifically. It says, I'll post it later if you want me to. 0.6%. Oh no, I get 0.2%. Sorry, 0.2% Native American. I got Indian in my family, and I don't know what tribe though. I don't know what tribe, but we was around from a long time ago. So
Blackfoot.
When I start telling white people to get off my land, you would know who's speaking. Regina said, a family secret I didn't know was my white mom and white dad wasn't sure if I was going to be black when I was born, and so I was born. I never knew until around the 10th grade. Look, that's that shit I'm talking about. Now, granted, that's not something you can tell a little kid at all. You can't tell a little kid that one. But yeah,
that'd be confusion. Like how?
Yeah, like what do you mean? Like what do you mean? I potentially I could have been what? But look, that's what I'm saying though. And notice what I said was when you get into your mid to late teenage years, so 10th grade, you what, like 15 or something like that? Like that's the time to tell family secrets. So like I'm old enough, like I'm who I am as a person, and let me know the information. Like good job on your mostly good job on your people, Regina. That would have been a hell of a Regina, how did that conversation go? Like, do you remember that conversation? Like, how did that go? Like,
how did that go?
Did you ask him a question or what?
How did that go? And did you look at your mother differently when you find that out?
Ms. Murray said, we got all the colors in our family from light to dark and every color in between. Most families do. Even white families, you got different shades. So, we got a little bit of whatever. Like Kim Kardashian, they ain't white. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they white, but they got some tint to them. I'm not saying it's good or bad, but
See, but I'm saying they are Armenian, so
yeah,
if you look at the people in that country, I mean, that's what they look like. And so they look like they got $1 million. That's the difference. So that's it.
that is the well, shit. I say this much: as much money as the Kardashians got in American money, they go over to like the uh, they go over to like Dubai and shit, and they'll be just like us here, like broke. Like you don't get your own helicopter, you broke. What you
No,
talking about?
see the bot. I told somebody who lived there, right? And they said, you do got the people who got the money, but the people who, but it's a lot of people who don't have money. So it might be a cab driver making damn near nothing, and they got to sleep in a hostel, with all these bunk beds, a room full of people. You know what I'm saying? So you got your
Well,
people that's jumping off of buildings, skydiving and shit, and flying helicopters and Bugattis and all that type of stuff. But it's a lot of people that don't have it there. A lot.
I'm talking about the country. I was just saying Dubai because I couldn't remember the entire country. Like I'm
In
talking about
Saudi
the country.
Arabia,
No, no, no.
Emirates.
Yeah, Arab Emirates.
Excuse me.
The country as a whole. I'm talking about. Let me see. Erica said, I don't know about DNA testing yet because the research said they're just guessing to be able to reach down to your bloodline. Look, it might be crap. I'm not saying this is stuff that I live by or die by. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't go around like, hey, like when I when I go to fill out applications and stuff, I'm not putting down that I'm Native American. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying I live and die by these results or whatever because it could be crap, and it could all be crap. So it's hard to say, but I feel like it's interesting to have the information, and then just hopefully that information is truthful, and then you just kind of go from there. Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. But I mean, for one thing, certain that you got, some type of African country in you, like it's undeniable.
I mean, I can't be Inuit.
I don't even understand like what you're trying to. No, I don't know if you understand what I was trying to say. I said, even if you take the test or not, I'm saying that you got an African country. What other country look like us? Is what I'm saying.
I could be an Inuit.
I mean, that's a broad question because you could say, what other country look like us. You could say, people in Dominican or people in Brazil, but then those people got African heritage too. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying, where else would you trace it if you had just? Damn, this shit kind of strong. It's kind of hitting me. No, but I'm saying, what other country looks like you? Besides, that has 100%. I'm just saying, no. I said African country though, but I'm saying, what other African country? I mean, no. What other countries in the world looks like people from Africa? What one?
All of them. What do you mean?
No, I'm saying, what other country in the world looks like people from African countries like Nigeria, Nairobi? You know what I'm saying? What other, any other European countries, Asian countries? Nobody looks like that. So I'm saying that you can easily tell without a test. Like, nigga, I'm fucking Nigerian or whatever.
Like somewhere down the line, I can't, like, my heritage come from Africa is what you're saying. Somewhere down the line. For sure.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what that's what I've been trying to say. But
See, look, wait, let me look. This how I know I'm not the only one that's like, this how I know I ain't the only one that's tripping on what you're saying. Because nigga, Miss Murray said Native American looks like us. Did she dub down and said nigga South America looks like us? Like you just was, I don't know we got there, but at first you wasn't saying it right or whatever.
Yeah, I was not saying it right at all.
Erica said we are native. Native what? Native
Hey,
Ohio?
some people say that we are the real Native Americans. Like there isn't a such thing as Native Americans. Like we were already here, and they saying that we're not really from Africa. That's what some people believe. I keep saying Africa because nigga, we don't know. We African American. We don't know what country we're from. So I'm speaking about the whole continent because we don't know as African Americans.
So Regina responded, but I'm gonna skip for 1 second to go to Miss Murray comment, who said, "Nigga, everybody came from Africa. I 100% second. The science proves it. You know what I'm saying? Like white people are like a what do you call it? I don't want to say not natural, but they're
Neanderthals.
well, yeah, but they're like a
So you trying to say like soon as the world started, them niggas said, "Well, you know what? We're going to the Caucasus Mountains, and that's where we're going."
Yeah, they're like a I can't think of the word, man. I can't think of the English word. I've been speaking German for the past week. I can't think of the English word, but when people start going north, you know, when people start spreading out, the further they got north, you know, so they started to change. Like their pigment started to change, their hair started to change. You know what I'm saying? To cover. It was cold. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have longer hair to cover like your neck because it's cold. When you're in Africa, you want your hair on top of your head like ours, or like mine, not like yours. Like hair on top of your head like mine. So hair on top of your head like mine, so that when the sun is beating down on you, it ain't like ruining. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't scrambling your brains because you know what I'm saying. Like you just there. I can't think of the word, but like as you start to spread out, like they just changed. They became fuck. I can't think of the word. I can't remember, but whatever. She said a black
But we'll
woman
never
can
know. That's the crazy part. We'll never know for sure.
She said a black woman can get. Go ahead, my bad. I ain't gonna cut you off.
I was just gonna say we'll never know any of these facts for sure because you know we just don't know. Like it's crazy how much that we don't know about in our past as people. Not even just black people, but just people. Period. It's only so far we can go back. You know.
I agree with that. Like with accuracy, it's only so far we can go back. I agree. She said, Ms. Murray said, a black woman can give birth to a white baby even if the daddy black. Yeah, like you know what I'm saying. Like albinos exist. Like all this stuff. You know what I'm saying. Like all this stuff exists.
Yeah, I was white when I came out.
I believe it. Certain things in your past made me believe it. Not just playing. Ms. Murray said, we all come from black. That's why I say we are all people. White, black. Thing is man-made. Yeah, we're all part of the human race. I agree with that for sure. Erica said, right, it's crazy how we don't know much about our heritage. The even crazier part to me, Erica, is that like there is no, as far as technology has came now, there is no means for us to accurately go back to what plantation we was on, so what boat what ship we came over on. Where in Africa, like, so I can say I'm a Nigerian American or whatever. Like as much as far as technology came, like I can't, like it's crazy to me that we still can't say that as a like we still can't, like we just don't know. Like it's so much that we don't know. It's kind of crazy to me, even in this day and age. Ms. Murray said, if it's still going on, how can you say we will never know? We don't want to know. I want to know. I think there's plenty of people that want to know. It's plenty of people that want to know strictly for like reparations argument. There's plenty of people that want to know, like who's entitled to more. Like, did you come over after? Did your ancestor whatever spend the entire 400 years? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't think there's plenty of people that want to know, but how many like top black sciences are there that's pushing the narrative? How many people, period, that's pushing the narrative of like heritage, finding out heritage and where it comes from? Look, all you get is these white companies like Ancestry.com, and you get Google. I'm sorry, I think it's Microsoft. do the 23andMe. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I just think I don't know. I think it's plenty of people. I just don't know how we go about it.
Look,
which is, I don't want to segue into politics for Wednesday. Join in on that show, but there's plenty of stuff. There's stuff I want to talk about where the information is out there, but like, how do we get to that point, though? Go ahead.
Look, I most definitely would like that information, because if I found out, what country I was from, what countries I was from, I would most definitely want to visit those countries to, explore my culture. You know what I'm saying? Because I damn sure never had food from my home country. Italians can go back to Italy and embrace the culture that they're from and traditions and stuff like that. But that's something that I would like to do. You know what I'm saying? That's, you know what I'm saying? It'll probably be very humbling to, go back to where the beginning. I want to hop off the plane and I want them to say, "Welcome home." You know what I'm saying?
Nigga, get back on that jet. No, Ms. Murray said, we know what plantation we came from. The Graham plantation is still there in North Carolina. Well, that's good. How did you come about that? Like, how did you trace it back? That's interesting.
Yeah.
So I want to jump back to Regina comment. One, I don't want her to think that I forgot, and two, I just wanted to finish that part out before we get into it, because I feel like this will be something definitely to talk about. Regina said, my mother blew up all kinds of shit at the time. My dad was trying to calm me down. He said he understood. I meant everything in the world to him. He wanted to tell me something that happened before I was born. When I was born, he had tears of joy that I was his child. I didn't understand. She said, "You're right, I didn't understand." I'm assuming he said, "Your mom had an affair with a black man, etc. He forgave her, but it would have broken his heart to think I wasn't his." I said, "Knowing you, Dad, you'd still love that baby." So I said something similar earlier in the show, Regina, as far as my grandfather not being my biological grandfather, but knowing the type of man that he was, it wouldn't have changed my opinion of him, and it wouldn't have surprised me nothing that he did or after the fact. And I shared about my dad, and being married at the time when he cheated on his wife, whatever what he did, cheated on his wife with my mother and had a kid and all this stuff. But he took care of. My mom was working and stuff. I don't want to say like she was a slouch out here, but he would come around, and I'm assuming he would give money or help support. As far as I know, everybody's reported that like he loved me. Like he would always talk about me and like it was all about me. So as far as I know, he did all the stuff he was supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? So I understand what you're saying as far as your dad. Yeah, like that's tough, man. Damn, that's tough.
Yeah.
So that's tough. So like, what is your Regina told us some stuff like about her mom and how her and her mom ain't really get along. Like,
yeah, that's what I was thinking about too.
So I'm assuming your dad was the one that was just telling you all the stuff, and man, I just wonder how that would have been. Like how that would have came down, like if you had been half black or whatever, like how would that had? That's interesting.
I mean, her father would have probably, it would have probably been a rap, and then, but would her mother have even said anything though?
That's tough, man. Like she said, he would have been heartbroken, but. And sometimes you get over that because, like, what I'm saying, you be like, well, this might just be the Maury show in me. But sometimes they be like, nigga, I'm going to care for the baby. Like, that's my kid. Like, I've been planning to have this kid. I've been planning and acting as if this is my kid the entire time. So now that the kid here, that's still my kid. You know what I'm saying? Then you just kind of go from there. So I don't know. I just wonder how. That's interesting.
And the moral of this show is, keep your kids in the loop. So when they get
Yeah, like
grown, they have, more understanding, self identity, and don't have random people coming in the street, saying stuff about, that you don't know about. I'm not saying
like
anything, any of that happened to me. I'm just saying.
so Regina, let me ask you this: if you would have found out when you was 25 or 30, or you know what I'm saying, like when if you would have found out not when you were 15, like you would have found out when you were an adult, like starting your life or starting to have kids yourself, like would that have affected how you looked at your? Well, I don't know. You had some stuff that happened with your mom, so it might not have affected you. You might have been like, yeah, that's part for the course or whatever. But like, would that affect how you looked at your dad or how you looked at your mom or how you felt you were cared about, like with your family? Like, would that change anything for you if you found out 10 years after you did or 15 years after you actually did? I'm interested. Ms. Murray said, so Google food from your country and cook it. You don't know what country you're from, though. I can look up Nigerian.
That's what I'm saying, Miss Murray. If I knew better, I would cook better. And I would cook and I would cook for, I would cook stuff that isn't fried, isn't meat heavy, like more fucking rice and beans and shit. Um, you know, and it'd probably be good for my, for my ancestry, my DNA. Um, Nigga, I don't know. Chicken good. Fuck that. Fried chicken too good.
She said, we visited family in Carolina when I was young, and I was told about the plantation. See, look, that's a good family secret. Or like I said, not all family secrets are negative, but that's a good family secret that you share with your people. Erica said, yeah, they still lived on the land. That's crazy. First off,
That is crazy.
because if I look, if I met family of mine that still lived on the plantation today, I'm like, man, what's wrong with y'all? Like, unless you own this land, these couple acres, unless they gave you these 40 acres, you know what I'm saying, a mule based off the emancipation, unless you own this, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? I'll look at them some type of way. I just would. I would. Ms. Murray said, most family secrets come out when somebody dies and people aren't start going through all their stuff. For sure.
She most definitely made a good point because, I'm asking you specifically, people out there too, but have, people pass in your family and then everybody just stopped talking in the family?
Look, when my grandmother passed, I thought the family was over. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was real rocky for a long time, and somehow we was able to get it back together and become.
I hate the delay, man.
Oh no, yeah, no. Somehow we
was
able to get back together and just be a family again. But the waters was rocky there for a while.
Yeah, because see, your grandmother could have been the glue. She knew all the secrets, right? But she managed them well. But when she was gone, it's kind of like Phil Jackson. When Phil Jackson stopped coaching the Bulls, when he stopped coaching the Lakers, it was over. They ain't win no more championships, right? Because he was the glue that held all of the egos together. You know what I mean? So, once that glue is gone, then it's
kind of like a free for all for a while.
And you're like, damn, what the hell happened? Why is this? Why is that? Nigga, so I had seen one of my cousins in the mall and shit one time. It's probably like 3 years ago or some shit. So I seen him, we talking like, damn, I ain't seen you since before I can finish the sentence. He was like, the funeral, yeah. niggas know, man. I swear.
I don't know why it is, and I don't know why it is, man. Like black families, when people like you, and I can only speak for my family specifically. Like when people die, it put like it's a real live rift, man. Like you would think families would come together automatically, but that's not the case. Or you have a real live rift, and then it takes real effort, man, to hold it together, for everybody to come together, for somebody to stand up and say, I'm gonna be the, not that you can replace, losing that person, but I'm gonna be the person that organizes things for, like, I'm gonna take the mantle or whatever. Like it take a real special person to be able to do that, because if not, man, I look, like my family felt so weird. Like my family's pretty damn close. Even, what I'm saying, like so close that we laugh when we talk to people, what I'm saying, like when I talk to somebody, or my sister talks to somebody and they're like, "Oh, I'm close to my family," and you see how close you're like, "Close how?" Nigga, I'm close with my family. Like I don't know what you call this. Like this is very distant. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how close me and my family is. Like we laugh at people that think that they're close. You know what I'm saying? But when people die and that glue is gone, like you said, man, it's tough to hang on to it.
Yeah.
Let me see. Regina said he would have loved me no matter whose kid I was. I know, like that's amazing. That's amazing, and that's the type of stuff that, like, them the secret that I want to know. You know what I'm saying? So that, like I said, not all secrets are bad. Like that's a good secret. So, like, if anybody say anything about your dad, you're like, no, nigga, I know he was a good dude. Like he was a good guy, a stand-up guy. You know what I'm saying? He went through some stuff. He forgave my mom. He would have loved me regardless. All of this stuff, like them the secrets. Miss Murray said, "Women keep diaries under their mattress. LOL. Secrets found when you die." So Erica and Ashley, you don't have to wait till she passes, but definitely go under her mattress. And it's stuff under there. If you want to know, it's stuff under there. Then you can ask questions while she's still hanging around with us. Erica said that's a big secret. Andrew said that's true. Andrew, you got diaries under your mattress? You had to start asking some questions. Regina said I probably would have been the same. I love my dad so much. Live with him. He saved me from so much. My mom and I were oil and vinegar. Yes. If y'all want some backstory on that, go watch the older show, the Trauma series, the All-Star Trauma series, where everybody got a little vulnerable, and them was some amazing shows. It's definitely worth. I might listen to it tomorrow, like just because it was really good, man. People opened up and you got some real perspective and truth from people, on some things that people don't really share. So if you're interested, definitely go find out more about that. Ms. Murray said they own it now. All right, so that's completely different. Mm-hmm. You own it, cool. I'm with you 100,000 million%. If they own it, go visit and find out if you can get a square. I want a patch. I want an acre. Give me an acre. Regina said, I told my stepmom I'm writing everyone letters for when I pass now. It'll give me comfort. If I don't, then great. Wait a minute. I'm writing letters to everyone now, or when I pass now. It gives me comfort. If I don't, then great. Right. I'm with that. I never knew that women write diaries and keep them under their mattresses.
Right.
I didn't know that was a thing. Apparently it is. Let me see. Erica said, yeah, it gets rocky mostly from grief. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think so. Because people start thinking back, like, so how you ain't do that person right or whatever. And then that goes into a whole other thing. And then I remember I didn't go. Because I don't really go to funerals, like, at all. So clearly I got to go to my grandmother, and I went. And so after the funeral and after the repast, I went home. The rest of my family went to go hang out. Like, I went home alone. And I remember just the next day, people were like, yeah, so-and-so, they got into it. You know what I'm saying? They were sitting there talking and drinking, and they got into it. because of this and this. I'm like, so everybody emotional and you drinking,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that's only gonna cause problems. And that was kind of like the first domino to where like the family was real rocky, man, for a long time. So Erica, I think you're absolutely right about that. I think it do stem from grief for sure. Let me see. Andrew said, I keep mine in my bed. Now I know. Erica said, I keep a diary. Ebony J just joined us. Good job earlier, Ebony J, on your, I don't know what happened to Byron. We lost him. Good job, Ebony J. If y'all haven't seen Ebony J's show from earlier today, go check that out. And during the course with Ebony J, you can watch it here on Facebook or on our podcast. Ebony J, all the women in the comments right now are talking about diaries that they keep under their mattresses or letters that they're writing for people when they pass, stuff like that. Do you subscribe to the same notion? I'm curious. Angel said to Ebony, hey, great show earlier. Thanks for the great content. And she said, I went home too, blah, 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 blah. So I don't know. But that's the last thing I want to know is, Ebony J, do you do the same? I know you're a little bit younger. So I'm just curious. It appears Angel asks, do you guys journal? I don't. The only thing I journal is Epiphany Media stuff. Like, honestly, that's the only thing. Oh, it's right here. All I journal is, I got a green screen. The notebook is green, but you see the sticker. That's all I journal is Epiphany Media stuff. I would like to get, a tape recorder or something and get some of these thoughts down or stories down from the family, from the older people in the family, from just everybody, whatever. I would definitely like to get that information from people. Kind of like Regina said, to write your thoughts down, so it ain't just like a will, like this person get this stuff. Like, actually, like, here's what I think of you as a person. Here's why I love you. Here's why I don't mess with you, or whatever the case is. And then when you pass, that just be something that they kind of add into it. Andrew said, I write down my goals and plans and feelings. I don't, but I don't think it's a bad thing at all to do something like that. Ebony J said, I don't anymore. I used to journal, but it's content. Yeah, that's what I do. And, in this digital age, it's kind of good to have something like that you can put in your hand and write, jot down notes and stuff. It works very well for me, especially all the big stuff we're doing over here at Epiphany Media. Regina said it's fun to read your thoughts from even 6 months ago. I agree with that. I do remember writing some stuff. Like, if I read, like, I got like notebooks from high school and stuff I was working on or drawing or whatever. I do think it's interesting to go back and just to see what was important to you at that time, what you was thinking about, who was in your life, who was affecting you that time. I think that's super important. I think that's maybe not important, but interesting for sure. Angel said, or sad. Don't be sad, Angel. Keep it. Well, I don't know. Hey, write your feelings. It's important. Erica said, right, sometimes I go back and read. I think that's a great thing. Angel said, I've read stuff I don't even remember writing. Regina said, exactly. So the last thing before we get out of here, Byron, you ever journal? You ever go down your thoughts and feelings and stuff like that?
Hear me? Yeah, you hear me.
Yeah.
I never had a journal or anything, but in my raps, that's it. That's the only time I ever wrote feelings and all that type of shit. So, yeah.
Okay. Music. Regina said, some, if I don't see my own writing, then I never believe I wrote it. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. I think it's a great thing to write stuff down just so you have it. It ain't just digital. Even like the old Polaroid pictures. Like sometimes it's good to have a physical picture instead of like a digital one on your phone or computer or something. Um, that's why I like as much as I can, like good pictures or whatever. Like I try to like print them out or whatever, like get them like a physical copy of it, just in case, man. It's always good to have those memories and stuff. Um, Erica said you'll find some family secrets in that family Bible too. Look, that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna order it right now. I'm gonna order a tape recorder, and I need to know. I'm a publish this stuff in a book, and I need all y'all that's watching and listening to buy a. I don't gotta buy the book. I probably won't do that, but I'll get a print it out.
You gonna write a book?
I don't want to write a book, but I just want to have family stories, family memories, family history that we're able to give to like my niece. You know what I'm saying? When she get older, or Antonio's twins when they get older. They just like you know what I'm saying? Because they'll never meet my grandmother. They'll never meet. They may never hear these stories, but they'll be written down so that you can always go back and read your family history. That's what I want to do. And I've been talking about it for a while, and I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to order it literally right now I'm ordering it. Miss Murray said, I took it off the screen. She said, I keep lots of photo albums. Sorry, it's loading slow. I think, it's important to have something tangible that you can hold in your hands. Regina said, I saw a neat thing. I wish I had done. Write a letter to my son every year of his birthday and give all 21 on his 21st birthday. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. You do something like that for your kid? You have a kid, you do something like that?
You talking to me? Nah, I won't.
You would write a song for your kid every year on their birthday and then just play them all when they get 21?
I ain't no rapper. It's not happening.
All right, man. Let's finish.
I'm just saying that seems like something more so like a woman to do.
I agree with you, but that don't mean that you couldn't do it. Like,
yeah. I most definitely. Sure. But keep it short. No, I wouldn't.
Ebony J said, I wrote a letter to my kids before their birth. That's cool. That's a Tupac route. Tupac did that. You don't respect Tupac?
What kid? He ain't had no kids. What you mean?
Yeah, he had a song called "Letter to My Unborn Child."
All right. All right. So, okay, even Will Smith got the, he got the shit too, right? So,
yeah, he do.
I ain't even gonna go to what I was about to say, but yeah, I mean, yeah, I could do something like that if I had a kid. Yeah,
I think it's once you have a kid, it'll be something that you'll be like, I'm doing this for my kid. I don't know. I think it might just change the mindset a little bit. Let's finish them out, man. Let me see. Andrew said, I see some people make their baby an email and email them letters and photos one day to get on the username and password. That's a different spin on it. I haven't heard that before. That's a good spin though. Email, so that's pretty good. Ms. Murray said, she said, I had too many kids to do that. Regina, it's a good idea, but yeah, you got a bunch of kids. It might be tough. You can still do it. It ain't too late. Ms. Murray, it ain't too late. Andrew said, I will make mine an email and lots of printed photos and letters. I think that's cool. Your mom said, have a blessed week. Love and peace, for sure.
And these people really be sitting here for 2 hours.
Yeah, like I love it. Look, I don't understand it, but I love it. And
we most definitely appreciate it.
Virginia said, thanks, everyone.
I can't even listen to our show for that long.
That's because we do the show, but, I listen to podcasts. All right, man. Check this out.
All right. So thank y'all for tuning in once again. All of our top fans, the people that watch us every week, we most definitely especially thank y'all. Thank y'all for the new people. It's your first time watching it. Like, subscribe, share. Even if this is your 100th time watching the show, like, share, subscribe. Uh, it really spreads the word about what we're trying to do. Check Ebony J's show. You can go to Enduring the Course with Ebony J. Go straight to her page. It's posted on our page as well. And watch that show. She had a great show today. I watched the last 10 minutes, and it was the last 10 minutes was great. And I really didn't know what they was talking about. So I'm sure if you watch the whole thing, it'll be great. So remember to own your own is very important, especially if you trying to be a black business. But even if you sitting at home, you white, Asian, Ireland, Nigerian, whatever, own your own business is very important. It'll give you freedom in life to do what you want to do. So yeah, that's what I'm on.
All right, man. So thanks to everybody for joining us. Like B said, we appreciate y'all immensely. Like we said, we don't know how y'all sit here and hang out with us for 2 hours, but keep doing it. Like, don't stop. We love the conversation. We couldn't do the show without you guys. Like you said 1,000 times, be sure to like, share, subscribe. Subscribe to the YouTube page. All of that good stuff. Help us get the word out there more and get more people and more stuff. That Ebony J show was pretty damn good, so be sure to check it out. Man, I'm excited for next week, though. We usually don't promo shows for next week, but I'm excited for it already. So be sure to join us. Share to your people. Be on the lookout for some ads, I guess, advertisement or slides or whatever about what we got upcoming, because I think you guys are going to enjoy it. It's a little bit of a departure, but I think it's something necessary, and I'm sure you guys will enjoy it. 1,000%. I'm sure you guys will enjoy it. So definitely tune in next week. I'm gonna see y'all Wednesday for politics. As usual, as we start to get closer and closer to the selection stuff. It'll be more discussion based, so bring your questions and stuff. Yeah, man, we appreciate y'all. Erica said I did a lot while y'all show was on. Regina said, "Can you message me so I remember, please?" Regina, you got to put on your notification reminders, and we'll see if we can. I don't know how this thing works, but we'll look into it and see what we can do for you. Because we love when you join. Saying you always share some personal stuff, and we appreciate that for sure. We don't take it for granted at all. So y'all get out here, man, and have a good rest of your weekend. I know it's almost over. It sucks. Have a good week. Be safe. Wear your mask. Shout out to Cuyahoga County. We out of the red. We dropped down to orange, so we're moving in the right direction. So keep your mask on, keep distance, all that good stuff, and we'll see y'all next week, man. So my man said to own your own, and as always,
salute.